Okay, we are LIVEE, right? Now, why is. Yeah, I don't know why that does that. I fixed it on OBS. But I gotta fix it on here too. All right, now we are ready to go. Stream is live. Hello, everybody. Make sure to follow me on YouTube. You can find me. Just search Michael Antonellis on YouTube. I believe I got it in. It's in here on the Twitch, and we're gonna go over some week 2 plays. If you I'll just bring up my YouTube. Why not? I'm allowed to do that. Yeah, you like that? That pops up.
Mike Antonellis on the Seahawks pregame.
Yeah, you like that? That pops up. So here's make sure to follow me here. I started doing this last year, a segment called Let's Talk DFS, where I do kind of, advice, lineup review. I basically do plays and then I show you my lineups from the previous week. I did my lineups for the previous week over on YouTube. So for Twitch here, I'm basically going to do the plays. Who should I play? And in the chat, would love you to throw some things at me. So I use Fantasy Pros lineup optimizer because it's cheap. I'll be honest with you. I'm not. Last year I did Fantasy Labs, and I think those things are great. Just for me, the costs right now of spending 60 to 70 a month for an optimizer when I'm not playing that. I think if I played $300 to $400 a weekend, it makes sense. But I'm not playing that kind of money, so I'm playing about $40, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, but 20 on DraftKings and FanDuel. That's what I do, and I do 16 in cash. I do the 80-20 rule, which you don't have to do. I might sway from that. I just don't play a lot of large GPPs, and I play single entries. I don't do multi-entry. You shouldn't honestly I've been saying, you should play the smallest the contest, even if you played a higher total amount. So like as insane as this is, $1,000, you only have to beat 2 people to win 2 grand. So like as nuts as this is, and someone would say, "Geez, I'm not going to spend $1,000." You'll spend 20 and get in a contest, right? Like total prizes. These things, you'll spend $20 to get in a tournament because you think you're going to win a million, and you're not going to. So you're just wasting $20, and the min cash is 30, which is doable, But again, there's 236,000 people, so you'd have to beat, about 180,000 people to win $10. So it's all perspective. Or would you spend $1,000 to only have to beat 2 people to win 2 grand? So I'm the lower entries, higher fee. Not of course not these. But like even if like look at this, a $50 showdown, a 10-player. You have to beat 8 people to get $292. But I wouldn't play 10-person for me. I'm only doing yeah, I would do this 2. Um, all right, so contests are key, but I can show people what I do. I do a lot of. I sort this down to $1. Let's get for Sunday. I do my entries. I don't know why that McLovin name is sticking. And I do a lot of these. 10 people. Because I only have to beat 5. All right. So what I always like to do when I start my cash games is build here first. Okay. And I'm looking for value. But I'm also looking for quarterbacks that are going to be, the work horses, 20 plus touches, home favorites, guys that are just going to get a lot of work, chalky guys, value. On Fantasy Tools, this is their, you're getting a sneak preview into this is their premium. So we got the slate we want, 918. Now you can do single games on here. And I go to running backs, and I look at value, and I look at guys that stand out. And what I like about here is it's got projected, and it has the spread. So I like the favorites. I like big favorites. So, like, this is a no-brainer to me. Javonte Williams at home, a 10-point favorite, an implied total of 28. I like implied totals of, like, 24 and up. 23 is fine. But this, to me, is a no-brainer. 7 rushes last week, I get it, but he had 11 receptions. So the way that game was, I think he's going to be, he's going to get a lot more work against Houston. I know they have Melvin Gordon. What did Melvin Gordon do last week? Oh, yeah. Melvin Gordon was 12, So Gordon could be a nice pivot in GPPs, actually, because he's going to be low-owned, big favorite. That's a good GPP play for me. Maybe not on DraftKings, maybe more on FanDuel. But I like Javonte Williams. He's someone at that price, $6,500. A Javonte Williams. Those are guys like Najee Harris, who's at home, is expected to play against the Patriots. That, to me, and I'm a Patriots fan, but this is fantasy. They're a 2-point dog. There's no way. Is that true? How can they be a 2-point dog? Wow. That can't be right. Oh, geez. Just search. Why can't I get the point spread? Patriots are a 2-point favorite. That is interesting. All right. I still think Najee Harris is a good play. Other guys that I like, Barkley. I think there's some good value. I don't know about paying up for McCaffrey. He should get a lot of work. GPP play, I think he's going to be low owned this week. But in cash games, you don't need to go crazy. I think there's some good value. If Swift, not sure what the news on him. He didn't practice. So if he's out, you got to like Williams, the other, Jamal Williams at 5,400. We get a bulk of the carries. Again, I'm looking for home favorites. You can even sort it by spread here. Darrell Henderson, I like him. Javonte Williams, Jeff Wilson, maybe a GPP play for me. Guys like Mixon at Dallas. I tend to stay away from the road running backs, but you know, Chubb at home, 7,100. I just think with value though, you can go better ways. With a Barkley, I think is the guy you lock in. I think you start your team, and here's what you can do on Fantasy Pros. You know, you lock in, and I play 3 running backs in cash games: Barkley and Williams. Optimize that bitch, and you see Fournette's the guy. You know, this is not a bad cash game. I probably would not have 2. I don't like to have multiple players in cash games. You know, that's a solid. You're looking for floor in cash games, not upside. Quarterback, Derek Carr, I like the value because I want, you know, if I don't play Adams in cash games, and I might try to sneak Adams in or a Cup, but they're expensive. You got to pay up a lot. You know, I think Adams could be the guy. So Carr, I like to play down a quarterback. You know, Daniel Jones at 5,100 is not a bad play if you want to do Jones and get Adams into your lineup. I think, but I wouldn't play Jones and Barkley together. I don't know if there's some great candidates at pay down. You know, Trey Lance at home against Seattle. Yeah, I mean, showing the value there. You can get away with this though, because the thing with quarterbacks is that there's not a dramatic difference. You know, Tom Brady at 6,400 would be really good in tournaments. You know, I don't play these high price guys, so I'm going to go somewhere down here. I don't think Tua, Goff. You know, maybe Wentz, 5,800. Pay down, but I'm definitely doing that. You know, in tournaments, I think a car stack's great, but I want to try to get one of these receivers in my lineup, whether it be Cup or Adams, which is tough. You know, it's tough to get those guys in your lineup. You know, if you play Henderson, let's see if I go Barkley, Williams, and Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson should have some pretty good value. You know, what does that spit out? If I lock in, you know, Trevor Lawrence, he is at home. You know, I don't know about him. I don't think I trust him yet. Wentz. Let's see what. Pay down a tight end, which I always do. Let's see, Hunter Henry. And that's a, you know, Wentz. That's not a bad lineup there. And I might be okay with the Wentz Dotson stack in a cash game. Tight end, I pay down. That's what I do. Some of the guys that I do like at tight end this week, I do like Freiermuth, Higbee, Ertz. I do like Hunter Henry. I think the Patriots are going to have to throw. He only had 3 targets, but he's a big part of that game. You know, their offensive game plan. Wide receivers, I don't like Moore as much as it's spitting it out. I love Marquise Brown, Elijah Moore. So what I'm looking for are targets. All right, and what you can do, we'll copy this to another. Target leaders. Definitely use this. Not only that, snap counts, receiver. You know, look at some of the guys that had Elijah Moore played 75% of the snaps. He is $5,000, 7 targets. You know, that's a good cash game to me. Deontay Johnson's always a good cash game. I mean, the targets are huge. So say you locked in Moore and Johnson, you know, and Brandon Cooks is another one. Maybe a lot of targets. Let me go back to. This is good targets by team. What they percentage of where they go. This I really like this. And tonight, by the way, if you're playing, I think you have to play Kelsey. Look at this. They go to the tight end 31% of the time, and Chargers are a lot too. So it might be good to play Everett and Kelsey. But I think you got to get one of these guys in. That's my dilemma, is trying to get, do I play Cup or do I play Adams? I might lock in Adams, see where that goes. So we'll see. Defense pay down. Cincinnati's the lock for me. And then let's just take a look over at FanDuel. FanDuel makes it a little bit easier, believe it or not, to get guys in. I don't know why. It seems like it's easier to build. So, again, this is half-point PPR. I don't like Jonathan Taylor at that price. I get he's a favorite. I just think that's a lot. So, here, if you went Javonte Williams and a Barkley, that's not a bad lineup. That's pretty good. And it has Taylor in there with Barkley, Javonte Williams, Cincinnati, Ertz, a Carr, Renfro stack, which I wouldn't do. Quarterbacks, I like to pay up a little more on FanDuel because on DraftKings they have the bonuses. You don't have bonuses on FanDuel. Like for 300 passing and 100 yards, you don't have that. So you could still pay down. But that's a tough one. I think Carr might be the lock of that week. All right. You can turn this into GPPs and hit apply, and this will give you ceiling guys, projected ceiling. Some of my favorite stacks this weekend are Lamar, like almost in order here. I love Lamar. I love Burrow because I think people are going to go more on Mixon in cash games. So you want to go Burrow and Chase. Wilson, Carr, I think is great. And then, I like sleeper stacks. And a Carson Wentz stack could be a profitable one. All right, good luck. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at the Radio Mike and support the channel. I'm trying to get to 50 so we qualify. Thanks for watching.